Can you like open that again to kind of see it from above? Now that, wait, you were just pulled out. Is that a storage bin?
This is a storage bin. It's a good sized storage bin. And then it pulls again. And this is not screwed down, so it's all.
What up? Jess is up there laughing at me, I can tell. Today I'm waiting on Dan right now because Dan is in his office right now. He's finishing up a couple things and he's gonna come out and he's gonna explain this guy to us right here. What the heck this is. He designed and built it himself. Works for Nomadik Customs. Before we get into Dan, which is right here, he's walking up to us right now. I wanted to show you guys this piece as well. I'm gonna spin the camera out so you guys can see it. If you haven't gone to jarrodtocci.com, please go there and check out some merch that I have, as well as any consultations. You can also email me at info@jarrodtocci.com. The reason I bring that up is because I'm gonna be selling these guys. This one in particular is gonna be a giveaway.
Oh, thanks for it, man. I appreciate it.
Dan's been actually asking me for it, right?
Yeah, favorite one so far.
It's not done yet. It is, right now I've poured the epoxy. It was a happy accident that I did it this way. I was not happy with the color scheme that I did. I messed around with it and played around with it enough to actually become happy with it. And then Dan brought up a good point last night when he looked at it, that it feels like it's a very emotional piece to me now because of what you said, dude. It's almost like a very environmental piece where like we're polluting the oceans. Is that kind of how you kind of described it?
No, but that's way better than what I said.
Well, how did you say it?
I said it looks like kind of after a big flood, the mud is just kind of mixing in with the ocean. But yeah, no, I love your improvement of it. This is us polluting the oceans.
So that's kind of what I guess I did here on a happy accident, right, buddy? This will be the new business that I'm doing on the side. This is going to be for Lagun table mounts or even other tables that you want to use, predominantly for van life, or if you want to do whatever. More of these will be coming out. Wanted to perfect what I was doing before I put them out there to the masses, to everybody. So I haven't come up with a price point yet. Maybe you can comment below on what you think a good price for something like this would be. This is black walnut, and then this is epoxy. This is a eco-friendly UV epoxy.
But Eco Epoxy, I have heard a lot of positive things about them.
I'm not sponsored by Eco Epoxy, although I'm trying to become an affiliate with them. And I use black diamond pigment for the pigments. But if I go with Eco Epoxy, I hope to use their pigments as well. Either way, I'm happy. So I got to finish this up. I'm going to do that today. But really, this video is about Dan the man over here because of what he did. Dan and I did a bed systems video, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about the triple bed. And that's kind of what he did here. How many prototypes?
This is Proto 3.
This is Proto 3.
2.7 really.
We'll
really
call it
3.
3. But the fourth is in a van now.
Yeah, it's the first one that went in the client's build.
Right.
Mark came to me with the thought of how can we make a single system into a full bed.
I'm going to turn it around and just have him on. And so you had a single system into a bed, and this is a guest bed?
Yeah, that's a guest bed. It goes from 25 inches deep all the way to 66 inches deep. So you could get the extra 3 inches that would touch fender or from wall to wall, but then you're going to lose, you're not really gaining much right here. So just keep it open, that way it can go back against the wall tighter. And this is, this was our first thought pattern of it. We've got another core design that's in the works, but this is the first one style going into a client build. Mark is actually going to start selling complete kits that'll be able to ship out. That'll be available on his website. I don't know when that's getting launched.
Yeah, it's going to be out relatively soon, but you can go check him out at nomadiccustoms.com. The website's up.
Okay.
But I believe he's doing more kits. This is going to be a kit. He's doing other types of kits for vans, for those DIYers that don't want to put into R&D to this. Because, dude, how much R&D did you put into this?
I need to tally it, probably 30
hours, give or take?
Yeah.
And a lot of, obviously, wood.
Probably a sheet and a half of ply of just R&D for a function. This is a functioning prototype that this one will probably just stay at the shop just to give us a seating at lunchtime. You
used a bunch of different draw guides. There's a lot of moving parts in this thing.
Yeah.
That is not easy.
No. And then I'll be on my YouTube page. I'll be getting a little more in depth of the DIY guy who wants to do it. The ones.
Yes. That's. Why don't you throw out your YouTube, buddy?
The Messy Journey.
The Messy Journey, Dan and Rachel. I'm going to get up on the countertop, actually. And if you don't mind, buddy, can you like open that again to kind of see it from above? Now that, wait, you were just pulled out. Is that a storage bin?
This is a storage bin. It's a good size storage bin. Yeah, and then it just pulls again. And this is not screwed down, so it's all.
Yeah, it's a kind of wavy. Obviously, we'd screw it into the back or up against the wall where you'd be. So is that independent? I was a little scared there. I'm not gonna lie. But
why would you be scared?
Because I mean, I know you built it strong, but damn, dude, you just, you know, how much do you weigh?
190, 200.
And you
back
just
in my
jumped
weightlifting
on
days,
it.
I can never do that. I tried, I can never crest 180, but now I did it.
Does this open?
Yeah, it opens.
And there's your storage for that.
And it's got a lock so you don't accidentally pull it all the way out.
And this is hinged in the back, so
Yep.
that's pretty cool, man.
And that was what took so long, is it's not only does it pull, it's a double pull, and then it hinges, so trying to make sure all the braces do not collide.
Right.
There's so many different supports that they all want to hit the same area.
For the kits, you can, like this, what's the dimensions of this? Because you can do it any dimension, but what is the dimension of this?
Yeah, we have flexibility, especially on width. We can change width a lot easier than we can this way, because every inch you take off is taking off 3 inches.
Yes. Well, then what is this depth? Oh, trusty tape measure. I love those tapes. It's not even a tape measure. It's a.
Yeah. So this is 25 3/4 by 23 quarter by 18 quarter.
Very nice. So the height of it isn't really going to change. You could change the height.
Yeah, if you wanted to, but it's, you know, it's designed at sitting height.
I don't want to fall off the table here.
You could lower it a little bit if you wanted to for extra cushion. It just kind of depends on how you want to do your cushions.
Right.
But this is a comfortable seating height. Well, it's also cool. It's not just a bed. You know, it also gives you the flexibility.
Is it a chase lounge?
Kind of a chase lounge.
There you go. That's pretty nifty, buddy.
So yeah, you can determine how far it pulls out. The next design is going to be really cool too.
Yeah, you're excited to get into that, right?
Yeah. Got to get a couple vans out before I come back around.
Yeah, and because you do spend this is almost a week's worth of R&D. You're perfecting your designs in your head, and I think you and Mark and Bryn Bryn had a lot of thought into this as well.
Yeah, every time I would get one at a functioning point, I'd try to get everybody else involved just to try to help me point out flaws along the way. Most of them I found on my own, but then there would be some they'd point out as well. So it's just good to get multiple people to give you, what did you suck at?
You asked me a few things along the way, and I gave my input. I don't know how much you actually used my input.
It just makes you feel good.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously it's strong enough.
Yeah, I mean.
And you just jumped on it, almost a 200-pound man, just literally, you jumped on that thing. I was like,
yeah, it wasn't.
I was like, if this thing break, he did not tell me he was about to do that.
I didn't know I was going to do it either. It just kind of happened.
I honestly was scared for my life there. And that thing lifts up entirely just then like that. Wow.
Yeah. So.
Impressive, man. Very impressive. And I just love the fact that you can extend this out.
Yeah.
So you can make this into a full-on, full-size guest bedroom if you wanted to.
And depending on cushion-wise, if the client has a window right here, so we couldn't really do a backrest, but you can make it be more of a full swoop. Client we're dealing with right now, the window is right here, so we was limited on that.
Dan and I, in the video that we talked about bed systems, we didn't really go into it all that much about where do you put your mattress if you have a futon style. Is it going to be up against the back wall and it comes out futon style, or does it, like mine's a Murphy bed, how many inches are you going to have with the that system? That all it takes into account of how you design your bed.
The good thing is this is big enough for just a camping sleeping pad style.
Like
so if you already have your tent camping gear, you can just use that and you don't have to worry about that issue.
And this is why we go to Dan for all this kind of stuff, because he actually thinks outside the box like that, where he created it and now you have a camping sleeping pad. You can blow those up, or they're self-inflating sometimes. You put it on there and boom, there's your guest bed. I love that idea. They had slats in there. How he designed his slats really interesting.
The first one we did with the slats at the end was the best.
The very first prototype?
And by the best, I mean the slats hit right there. It just held your head in place, so you laid on your back. You didn't have to balance your head. But it was also not the strongest, so we had to change the design.
It wasn't. If you want to go into more details about that stuff, I believe he's going to be doing that on your channel soon, over the next couple of weeks. He has a lot of footage of this thing. So
Three
it's
cameras rolling at a time.
Yeah, 3 cameras. He's going to be doing voiceover on it.
One more video and I'm done with Mexico, then I'm doing that.
Okay, cool.
So in the time when we talked this morning, I've been working in the office. I've got the second to last exported and halfway uploaded.
Granted, we are in a heaven right now that we have our, like, because Dan has an office here, I have an office here, so we have a wood shop that you know, Nomadik Customs, and then we have our office, so it's all a big happy family, and luckily we are in a very great situation. So big shout out to Mark. Thank you for bringing us in during these times, letting us, or, you know, we rent space from you, so thank you very much. And then on Dan's time for R&D, he is employed by Nomadik Customs to do things like this and to work on vans for him. He's built however many you've built, so he knows what he's doing. Yeah. All right, guys, again, if you are, I haven't set up the giveaway yet for this. I think I'm going to do it as a comment base. What's up?
I've got it. We've got it figured out. You gave it away.
You gave it to Dan? Maybe we'll make another one for Dan. What do you think? I will say this. I said it to you last night, Dan. There's no way I can make that color again.
No, and you know, just with color mixing with making colors in general, it's really hard to duplicate the exact color every time.
This is a one-of-a-kind piece.
Yeah.
Every single one I do, which you were about to just say, is going to be a one-of-a-kind piece.
Because getting the exact pigment is not, plus your wood's never going to be the exact color, so.
And the carve, and the carve of the river I'm going to do is different each time. When
you're ordering your colors through Jarrod, know there will always be a slight variance for wood and just pigment color, just because of the nature of both of those.
Right now, I'm just going to be make to order. I'm going to be making and then selling. So I'm going to make to sell. And then I think eventually I'm going to get into more of a custom colorization when I'm better with mixing colors. Yeah. Right now, I'm going to make them and I'll sell them on my website. Again, I haven't figured out a price point yet, but I think shipping is going to be included into that price point. So it'll be a little bit higher because I do know it. To ship one of these is like $100. If it's a little more inflated, that's probably why, guys. But I just want to let you guys know that. Live edge on both sides, river down the middle, and maybe eventually I'll get into lakes.
Put a light here for a lighthouse.
You want a little lighthouse on your table?
Right here. Put a little lighthouse. Just
you want some boats?
Just a little beacon.
So I use a ghost blue in here. Yeah. I don't know if you can see like the little tiny lines of like just like a ghost, like there's little like blue flakes in here. But that is it. That is it, guys. Sorry about the fluorescent lights above us. I'm liking it more and more the more and more I watch it. Dan and Vanessa actually convinced me yesterday because I was kind of heartbroken that I screwed it up, honestly.
Yeah, because he had a vision in his mind and it wasn't the vision. And we just saw it as a finished piece, so we got to see it as the raw beauty.
Yeah, I screwed up my vision. I definitely did. But you know what? That's the beauty of woodworking is I get to do it again, just as Dan did this 4 times over. You perfected it by the 4th one. And that's in a client's van, so everybody's happy, including the client. They've seen it already. Yeah. So I mean, dude, these came out great. I'm really excited for you. Go to jarrodtocci.com to check out some merch. Eventually, these guys, and go to The Messy Journey on YouTube and Instagram. And Jess, you can stop laughing at us now. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Later.